Ever dreamed of pulling off the perfect heist? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because a group of thieves in LA just did, and they didn't even need to don a bunny suit to do it on Easter Sunday. In a high-security vault in the San Fernando Valley, these daring and dapper desperados danced away with a cool $30 million in cash. And get this, they did it without triggering a single alarm or causing any damage. It's like they were playing a game of Grand Theft Auto, but with cheat codes on. The theft was discovered the following day, probably as some poor employee dropped his morning coffee in shock. The FBI and LAPD are jointly investigating the case, presumably over donuts and coffee, while the rest of us marvel at the audacity of these bandits. The facility belonged to GardaWorld, a security and cash services company. Talk about irony. The company that's supposed to keep your cash safe couldn't keep theirs safe. It's like a vegetarian getting caught in a butcher shop. No arrests have been made yet. The FBI and LAPD are probably still trying to figure out how these thieves managed to pull off such a stunt. Maybe they should check if Harry Potter and his invisibility cloak were in town that day. This heist is considered one of the largest cash thefts in the city's history. It follows a previous major jewel theft in Southern California. Looks like we've got a real-life Ocean's 11 situation on our hands, folks. Now, of course, we're left wondering how these thieves are going to spend all that money. Maybe they'll buy a small island and declare themselves rulers. Or perhaps they'll invest in a fleet of Lamborghinis and race them on the freeway. Or in the most absurd scenario, they might just pay their taxes and live a quiet, law-abiding life. Now that would be a plot twist. In all seriousness, crime doesn't pay, folks. Unless, of course, you're a group of thieves in LA with a knack for pulling off multi-million-dollar heists on Easter Sunday. Then, it pays about $30 million. But for the rest of us, it's best to stick to the straight and narrow. Remember, the only thing most of us should be stealing is glances at that last piece of cake at family functions. Stay safe out there. Thank you for watching, and remember to click like and subscribe.